Hello and welcome to this brief video on preparing your images for your website. This is Mikael Pitzner from Website Creation Mastery and also from creatorsofwebsites.com. So creatorsofwebsites.com is a newly created site. We just did it about 2 or 3 days ago, and I am shooting some videos that actually shows you how to build it from scratch. But this particular video here will be about preparing the images for this particular site. If you see the other video, you'll know that this particular site is a one-page website where basically everything that is on the sales page and everything that's containing this this website is basically featured on one page. So if you scroll down, it'll basically be one page after another on one single page instead of being on different pages. It still has the navigation up here, but what it'll actually do is it'll zoom down or scroll down to that section. This is a kind of theme which is very popular these days, and you've probably seen it in many other websites around. And it has a lot of benefits to it and so on. I'm not saying necessarily it's my preference to build a website like that, but it is one which is pretty cool to make use of depending on what it is. If you recall, Website Creation Mastery is really all about one course that I built, which is called Website Creation Mastery. It's a online video training course on how to build your WordPress-based website, and it's meant to it's directed to people who are brand new to website building and brand new to WordPress, or maybe you're just intermediary to it and want to be a lot better at it. So back to this particular video, it has to do with the images. Right now we have some images on here. These images here mostly are from the demo theme of this particular theme. This theme is one from StudioPress, and it's called Altitude Pro. And they have these images of that, shall we say, cloudy mountain area. They have this background of this wooden floor area. They have, let's see what else we have. There's another mountain area, very dark, a little gloomy and so on. And I'm not sure that everybody would like to have that kind of dark gloominess and so on. And then it has this image here of the tools and so on. So what I want to show is also like, what if you wanted to change out these images with this theme? There also is a number of different instructions and documentation that you can go and pick up, and what you'll see here is that particular documentation that has to do with the images. So you can recognize the images that they have there in the demo theme, which is what I've loaded currently on Creators of Websites. And you'll also notice some other pieces of information which is pretty good to have and know about, and that has to do with here. Right now they have used a 1600 by 1050 pixel image for each of these areas. So right now, as I prepare some images, I found a bunch of images, and what I want to do is then prepare it for trying out the same website with different images. And the purpose for that is really to illustrate that if people come and see this site now and they don't like it, then it may be, for instance, that their theme, their whatever they need to portray in their website is vastly different from what this kind of portrays. So let's say that you are let's say a yoga instructor. Maybe you want some more yoga typical type of images and serene and so on. So what I wanted to do is build a different kinds of website, or at least screenshot different kinds of website layout using different images. Of course, text and all these offers and so on the website would be pertaining whatever it is that you're building. But just for illustration purposes, I'll leave the text the same, but I'll change out images so that we can see the effect of it. And you'll see very quickly, just by the use of images, you'll get a complete different feel of a website. So I found a bunch of images. These are stock photos that I found, on iStock Photo or big stock photo and several other places, and or if you have your own, it's basically the same thing. You need a good size image to start off with, good quality. And here's one, if you notice, and that actually leads me to also inviting you to our Facebook web page. If you search website creation mastery in your search area of Facebook, you'll find our page here. And I'd love for you to come over there and like our page. This is a page there that I'll update whenever we do new stuff and so on. So this is probably a good spot to get more, current and updated things. But if you notice here, I actually posted here that I'm preparing images for website build, for video that I'll shoot about building that creatorsofwebsites.com from scratch. So anyways, this is the same image, and what we found was, again, in the documentation, let's go back to the documentation, it said we need 1600 pixels by 1050 to at least know that it works just as well as it does with these images. So that's what I want to do the same here. I want to find my different images and then make them the same. So right now this is Photoshop. In my website creation mastery course, I do actually have other resources that I list in there, so that you don't necessarily have to buy the Photoshop, but there are other image areas, image solutions that you can source out, which are actually free. But I do have I do have Photoshop, so I'm gonna do it in the Photoshop. And what I'll do here, let me just back out of this, is I have a crop tool here, and up here in the pixels, I'll change it to the pixel that I need. Now, if you're not specifying this with a PX, which stands for pixels, you might get inches, and then all of a sudden you have a huge file and it becomes very messy. So make sure you put in whatever number it is that you need, in this case 1600 px by 1050 px, and then you get the correct. All right, so we have the 16 by 1050 and we want to crop it. So basically I'm just going to drag out the cropper tool here. I'm going to position where I want it to be. In this case, I'm following one of the good old tricks of guidelines of photography, good photography, which is rule of thirds. Your eye is very often drawn to where the third is. So basically, that should actually be it. Maybe we should even do like this, and then let's see what that would do if we kind of like made it smaller there. We could try and do that. That way we're kind of like focused almost right on there. Let's do that. All right, and then so now we have the image size. I'm gonna save it. There. Now it's saved to the desktop. All right, so before we upload the image to our website, what we need to do is we need to actually go and compress it. What I'm using is a free resource. It's called tinypng.com. You can go online and just type that in, tinypng.com, and it'll work with your .png files or your .jpeg files. So I'm gonna upload that. I'll basically simply drag and drop it. As you can see, it's a 1.7 megabyte image, which is way too big. It's gonna take too long for especially mobile devices to download it. My result of it is that we actually compressed it by more than half of it. It's still a fairly big image, but I'm gonna allow it just for now. But ordinarily speaking, you really want to get the image sizes to be relatively small. That way your website is not gonna load terribly slowly. All right, so then it's been downloaded, and then this is the one here. See, so now we are at 786 instead of the other one. I'm just gonna put this that it's tiny, so I know that's a tiny version. All right, so basically now what I've done is I found my image. I found in the documentation what image size seems to be working really well with the theme. And then I took the image, I cropped the image to that size, and then I went to ensure that I compressed it. What I want to make sure before I upload it is I may want to, actually call this something very descriptive of what it is. If I was to say that, let's say that this was a part of a movie and so on, then I would call it, whatever movie it is in my title of the movie. So let's say that it's a website I'm building for a specific movie that would be pertaining such an image like this. For now, it's just to kind of like have fun with the website and kind of like build on a theme of gangsters and movie theme and so on. So that's what I'm going to do. I would like to put in creators of websites in this case here, because this is my illustration, and I could take away the image sizes and so on, but sometimes I leave that just for my own purpose. But the reason I'm changing the image name and preferably putting in some of the keywords that I wish to be found for has to do with the fact that some of these names actually carry over onto the web afterwards, and it can help you for ranking. So that's the first step that I want to make sure before I put it out there into, shall we say, the internet space, is to make sure that I name my images to something relevant. And I might even say website design. So there we go. That pretty much fulfills it. I'm gonna work a little bit more and more images, and then in the other video where we are building the site, that's where you'll see how we upload them to the actual site. So this video here was just about how I prep some of the images, because that will not be in that other video. It just becomes too long of a video. So there we go. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. I hope this made a lot of sense to you. I hope it's going to help you a lot. Again, I invite you to come over to Website Creation Mastery. Just seek that out and search it in the Facebook search area, and our page should come up, and click that, and please click the like button, and by all means interact with me here. Send me messages, comment on the post and so on. The more interaction I can get from you will be helping me to kind of like steer my attention of what I should bring you to what it is that you are looking for. So something that's going to help you, rather than me just shooting a bunch of things that's going to help nobody. Right. Also, again, I'd love for you to check out the websitecreationmastery.com. You can sign up for a free fast track video series, which is if you're brand new to building your website and brand new to WordPress, signing up for this one, and you'll get a full module of a ton of videos that's going to take you by the hand and quickly get you up to running so you can get a website. Basically, you just go to websitecreationmastery.com, go for the free fast track video series, and then at the bottom you put in your name and email and hit this button here of get the free fast track video series now, and then you'll be signed up and get to the training portal. Anyway, I thank you so much for your time and kind attention. If you think this can help somebody else that you know who is looking for some help in this area, please by all means share this video. Until then, I'll see you in hopefully soon in another video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.